Hello, this is Mr. Cox, and I am live right here on YouTube. And the reason I'm here on live is because people have been asking about different ways they can subtract and add. Now, we have our traditional regrouping, which is, for example, if I had 55 plus 74, no, I'm sorry, we'll go 77. And our traditional regrouping says we have 5 plus 7, which is in 12, which is because we have our 2 and our ones column, because that's our ones number, and we regroup our 110. Here we have 7 plus 5, or 50 plus 70, because we are in the tens column, plus another 10. Well, we know that 10 plus 50 is 60, and if we add 70 more on there, we're going to get 130. So our answer isn't 132. But what if I told you there's a completely different way to do that, and instead of our traditional way? The reason that it gets easier is because of this. Because instead of worrying about whether we're regrouping, we're just going to worry strictly about place value. We're going to start somewhat easy, and then I'm going to show you something for subtraction. This is not a be-all, end-all. You do not have to do this. This is something you have to do and go, man, childs have to. But in certain instances, you might go, hey, you know what? This might work for me, and let me show, okay? So we'll start easy. We have 14 plus 48. Traditional says we start right here in our ones and we're going to group to our tens. But what if I said we don't have to do that? Here we're going to add from left to right. When I'm done with this, I'm going to show you subtraction-wise how we can also go from left to right. Remember, this concept might not be easy for everybody, but if you picked up on it, awesome. 110 plus 4 tenths. So we have 1 and 4 tenths, which is 5 tenths. 5 tenths go in the tens column right here. Then we have to put a 0 because we only have 50, because 10 plus 40 is indeed 50. Okay? Easy enough. Now we have 4 plus 8. You would say normally, Mr. Cox, we have to regroup that. You don't have to regroup. All you have to do is tell me the place value. 4 plus 8 is 12. So that means I have 110 and 2 ones. That 110 right here comes in your tens place, and your 2 goes in your ones. So now I have 50 plus 10, which is 60, and 0 plus 2 is 2. Therefore, my answer is 62. 6 tens and 2 ones. All I'm worried is I had 50, 5 tens, and 4 plus 8 is 12. So I have 1 in my tens and 2 in my ones. So my answer becomes 62. This works great, especially when you get into bigger problems. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit because I don't feel like I'm having enough room. Let's do another one. A little bit harder, but when you regroup it all, it's not too bad. $489 plus 356. Again, we're going to use that same pattern that we saw previously. 400s plus 300s is 700s. So I know I have 7 from my hundreds column, and then I have to put my 2 zeros here because 0 and 0. So now I have 700. I always feel like I wear a blue shirt when I record, but that's not always the case. I'm actually wearing all kinds of colors. I just happen to always think of a video when I'm doing this stuff. When I'm wearing my blue, apparently. Maybe it makes me feel smarter. 8 tens plus 5 tenths. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 130, because 50 plus 80 is 130. One thing I want my students to get away from is using the blocks and stuff all the time. If they have to count on their fingers, maybe get a little extra push. We're not babies anymore. We're turning into young, fine children who are moving up in the world. And so I want to stay away from manipulatives as we go on, less and less of this and more of up here and knowing what those answers are and knowing what the place value. So I had 80 plus 50, again, that's 130. Now I have 9 plus 6. Again, it's the same as the last question. So 9 plus 6 is 15. That means I have 110 and a 5 ones. 110 and 5 ones. Now I'm going to add it all together. So I have 845. 845, I have 8 hundreds, 4 tens, and 5 ones. Again, it's all place value. I don't have to worry about regrouping anymore. We're going to do ones with the thousands numbers, and then I'm going to get into one how to do in subtraction. $6,000 plus 6,002 plus 1,559. Numbers are getting a little bigger. The concept is still the same. 6,000 plus 1,000 means I have 7,000. Again, I'm looking at the place value of where I'm at. Okay. I have 0 hundreds plus 5 hundreds, which means I have 5 hundreds there in my hundreds column. I don't have any tens. I don't have any ones because I'm just looking at my hundreds. Now I'm going to look at my tens. So I'm going to bring this down 0 plus 5. Well, that's only 10. So I'm going to put right here in my tens column. So I have 50. And 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. Again, 1 in my tens and 1 in my ones. 7,561. Again, is this way for everybody? No. But I promise you follow the place value, you start adding double digits, triple digits, all those numbers of 10, you add in 10,000, 100,000. As long as you know the place value, it makes things so much easier for everybody. Just in my personal opinion. Now I'm going to show you how to do the same thing with subtraction. This seems a little bit tougher, but I've really thought about 2 years ago, somebody asked, how can you subtract without having to actually do the regrouping? It requires negative numbers, which we have not taught yet in 3rd grade. But if you understand, for some of my older students who are on here, or parents or anybody, I'm going to help make that easier because the regrouping can get kind of messy. I'm going to take a number right now. Let's go 7,896. I'm going to show you how messy this can get here. Minus 5,999. 5,999. And here we have to do a lot of regrouping, right? If we're doing the traditional subtractional way. 6 minus 9. So we go, oh, we can't do that. We have to go next door and borrow. So this here, 9 tenths has got to become 8 tenths. And of course, from what we remember from our kids, is that we give that 16 Now it becomes, we add a 10 here, and now it becomes 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9 is 7. Uh-oh, we can't subtract 8 tenths from 9 tenths. So again, we have to go next door and borrow. Here we're regrouping again, and that becomes 18. 18 take away 9 is 9. And then finally, we got 700s minus 900s. Again, we can't do that. So we have to go next door again and borrow another. So it becomes 17, take away 9, which is 8. 6,000 minus 5,000 is 1,000. My total is 1,897. Well, that's a lot of regrouping. And up here, this can get messy. But what if I told you didn't have to do all that? You can regroup in such a way that we don't have to worry about all this and kids getting confused. Again, I'm going to start small, and I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to write this problem in the corner because I'm going to redo it at the end. 8, 8, 8, 9, 6, 5, 9, 9, 9. Okay. So again, I saw you got a like. The chat is also open if somebody's on here. You can always ask a question in the chat. Don't be afraid to use that. All right, here we go. $45 minus 18. Oh, I see somebody's on. You can also use the chat if you'd like to speak and talk to me while we're doing this video. Thank you so much for joining, and the like for whoever gave me a like. I have 40 minus 10. So I got 40 minus 10, but we don't have to do that traditional way if you don't like it, and it becomes confusing. So 4 tenths minus 1 tenth is in fact 3 tenths. So 3 tenths, and you're going to put a 0 right there. Now, here's the tricky part, but it's not. I have 5 and 8. That means I have to borrow something. And I have to borrow, that means I have to subtract. Because if we were to borrow, I'm like, how much if I borrowed? If here my friend needed $8 and only had 5, well, that means there's only $3 left that I need. So how much do I need? 5, 6, 7, 8, which is, as I said, is 3. Take your 3 that you still need, that is a negative, subtract it. 30 minus 3 then becomes 27. So instead of your normal, I'm going to redo it right here. Here I have 5 minus 8. I have to borrow. So we're used to regrouping. 15 minus 8 is 7. 3 tenths minus 1 tenth is 27. Yes, the work down here isn't as much, but up here is where the confusion starts to get. Because I got to pick 1. I have to remember this is 15. I have to remember I turn this into 3 tenths. Don't. Subtract your 110 and then figure out what your difference is. The difference is 3. 30 minus 3 is 27. Hello. Hello, I put hello to whoever the young person is in the chat. Thank you for coming. We're going to do another one, okay? Parents, I'm reinventing math as you know it. As far as I know, not a lot of other people teach it this way. Let's take 82 minus 23. Again, we're going to use that exact same pattern. 2 1s minus 3 1s. We know that we're going to have to borrow, but we're not going to worry about that. Let's write right here. We're going to go from left to right. 80 minus 20. Well, I have 80 and I took away 20. $80 minus $20, I'd have $60 left, right? So 60. 6 in my 10s, 0 in my 1s. 2 minus 3. Well, I can't do that. How many more from 2 to 3? Well, 2 plus some number is 3. That's what you're going to subtract. 2 plus 3 is 1. So my answer becomes 59. All I have to worry about is what the negative number is in that I need in between to get from that 2 to 3. It's only 1. So my answer is 59. Again, if you were to traditionally do it, whoopsie, 82 minus 23. 2 minus 3, I can't do, so I have to borrow. It becomes 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. 70 minus 20 is 59. Again, you're eliminating this right here. You're eliminating having to regroup. Oh, what is this number again? Oh, it's a 12, and this here is 7. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about is this right here. And when we get into hundreds numbers, I'm going to show you how that works even further. Thank you. I see another person join my chat. You can join my session. My chat is also open if you have a question. I have a little time left. Eventually, I have to go pick up the students from specials. So we're going to do another one. Say 455. Now we're going to do this in the hundreds numbers. 455 minus 193. Now you're like, Mr. Cox, this is right here in the middle. I don't know how to do that. Oh, yes, 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 you do. It's so easy. Same pattern right up here as before. 400s minus 100 is 300s. That's what we need, right? We're not going to worry about this right now. 5 minus 9, we're going to worry about it. We're going to put a 0 because we're going to need that right there. Okay? And the reason I put a 0 is because I'm going to come back to that. 5 minus 3 is 2. I now have 302. It's important that you do it like this in this way because then if not, you're going to confuse yourself. So we're going to worry about this right now. 5 tens minus 9 tens. Well, I'm going to need 4 more tens, right? Because 5 plus 4 is 9. So I need 4. I need to borrow 4. So that's 4 tens, that's 40. 30 minus 4 is 26. My answer is 262. 262. Do you see what I did there? So 4 tens are 400s minus 100 is 300. I didn't worry about this because I'm going to subtract it in a minute. Whenever I see the number is smaller on top, and I'm not worried about regrouping, I'm just worried about what else I need to subtract to get there. And then 5 minus 3 is 2. Again, traditional way. Here, 5 minus 3 is 2. 300s. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 300s minus 100 is 200. They match. Same way, just a little bit different. Everybody get a chance to see? You can always pause and rewind if you need to. Now I'm going to show you where it's almost all subtracting and negative. $211 minus 122. Like Mr. Cox, there's 2 of that. That looks kind of confusing. We're not going to worry about that yet. 200 minus 100 equals 100. That was easy. So we got 100 in our tens. They're both like that. So in this case, we're going to finish it out. We're going to put a 0 and a 0. Well, this one here, if you follow that same pattern, now becomes minus 11. Okay? We brought it down because 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. It's 11. So my answer then becomes 89. This one might prove to be a little bit more difficult because you had to look at it like this, but we can do another one that maybe looks a little bit different than this, that wouldn't follow that. It's got 231 minus 100, minus 115. Again, 200 minus 100 is 100. 30 minus 10. See, if the numbers are like this, where the big number's on top, we're going to subtract it. That's 2 10s left. Then here I have 5. Take away 1. Uh-oh. We're just going to put a 0 there. We're not going to worry about it right now. What number plus 1 is 5? Well, the answer is 4. Subtract it. 120 minus 4, 116. Do it again. Do you have to do this way? No, you do not. But this strategy, when you get up there, it helps you. You don't have to worry about the regrouping. All you have to know is what you need to take away and what your negative number is. Anyways, thank you so much for joining. For those who did, thank you for everything, and y'all take care. Bye.